Hi, this is Moeshfieka Botha again, and we're back with Money Matters on the Daily Voice Talks. We're going to look at some of the questions that we managed to answer last week, and those that we didn't manage to answer. Please, there is a 250 Rand cash prize for the best question and comment, or the most relevant question and comment. So please leave a question, leave a comment. I need a favor from you guys. If there's anybody that has actually been successful in going to this WhatsApp number here and getting your 350 Rand UIF COVID-19 relief benefit, if you've been successful in being able to register, if you've been successful, please leave me a message, leave me a comment so that I know, because all I have got is a mass of nothingness from this number. That number, last week, they said it would be working hopefully by Monday past. Monday past is coming on. It's Thursday again. I still have not managed to get through to that SASSA WhatsApp number. So if any one of you have got through to it, if any one of you have received any feedback from it, please let me know. I would really appreciate it. Like I'm saying, for now, nothing that I've done has come of that. I'm going to get straight into it, and I'm going to look at the questions that I've been sent through and that have been asked. But I guess before I do that, let me just introduce myself again. My name is Moeshfieka Botha. I am the Head of Research and Consumer Education at National Debt Advisors. I'm also the columnist for the Cheque column for the Daily Voice. And weekly we'll be having the Daily Voice Talks, and we'll be dealing with issues surrounding your money matters. Okay, so something that I've been asked is, has the UIF paid out any companies from the TERS COVID-19 benefit fund so that the companies can pay the employees? So for those of you, I'm sure everybody knows by now, is that when COVID-19 came in, lockdown came in, the government made provision for companies who were going to take a knock, who would then not be able to pay their benefits, who would not be able to pay their workers' salaries. That's when the UIF TERS COVID-19 benefit fund came in. So the question that was asked is, has the UIF paid out any companies from the TERS COVID-19 fund so that the companies can pay their employees? The answer to this is simple. Yes, they have. The Unemployment Insurance Fund has released an online list of all the employers which have received a special grant to pay their staff. So there is a list, and you can access the list. And I didn't write the list on beforehand because I find that people don't connect with it as much. So I'm going to write down the email address of where you can go to access this list to see if your company has received money to pay you. Let me just write it down for you. It is uifecc.labor, labor with the r.gov.za. That is to check the list. That is the number. I'll give it to you again. Okay? So what happens is there's now a list out. UIF has put out a list. You go to uifecc.labor.gov.za. uifecc.labor.gov.za, and you can go and check there. You go onto the website. There's a tab that says List of Paid Employers. You go there and you check if your company's been there. Prominent companies have already received money, including Sasol, Mr. Price, Damlin Group, Bidvest, some hotels, some individuals, Spurs, Wimpy's, McDonald's, bottle stores, churches have also received payouts, gyms, golf clubs. There's quite a few people that have received payouts, so please go and check it there. As part of the TERS Relief Fund, workers who are put on leave have been laid off temporarily, and obviously the employers can't afford to pay the salaries, right? Let's just be clear. There's a confusion about how much you can receive. The maximum a worker will get from this fund is 6,730 Rand per month if you earn more than 17,700 Rand. So whether you earn 17,800 Rand or whether you earn 40,000 Rand, this fund, the maximum that you will get is 6,730, and the minimum that you will get is 3,500 Rand. So monies have been paid for April, and the May applications have not been opened yet. So please go to uifecc.labour.gov.za, uifecc.labour.gov.za, and check out the list there. There's something else that has come up. People have asked me particularly, why can't I get through to the Labour Department when I call them? Well, let me be clear. You can't get through to the Labour Department and the Labour centres when you call them because they are closed. Labour centres are closed for the duration of the lockdown. So you calling the Labour centre, you taking a taxi to get there, you hiring somebody to take you there is not going to help at all. Labour centres are closed. It has been very, very distressing to see that we have queues and queues and queues of people flocking to Labour centres, and the Labour centres are closed. So I think just to save everybody all that drama and all that effort, Labour centres are closed for the duration of the lockdown. If you want to submit a document, you can drop it off outside the Labour centre. There's a box, you can drop it off, but you can't get into the Labour centre to speak to anybody. Please, let's be clear on that. Telephone number for the unemployment fund on the COVID-19 hotline. The unemployment fund for the COVID-19 hotline, 080-003-007. I'm going to write it down now. Please take note of that. 080-003-007. There it is. 080-003-007. That's the phone number. That's the number for the unemployment fund at the Labour Department for the unemployment fund COVID-19 hotline. Now, I must say to you, I phoned that number. I phoned that number this morning. That number gives me nice music and a woman that tells us that we must unite. And that's it. That's as far as I got. I stayed on the line for about 20 minutes. Nobody answered. So if you have the time, yes, that's the number to call, 080-003-007. That's the number. But if you want to email them, you can email them at covid19tours@labour.gov.za. covid19tours@labour.gov.za. I'll write that down for you later. Something that comes up again over and over, people are asking, are SASSA offices open? SASSA's head office and regional offices have opened today, but local offices will open next week. So if we could just get that straight. SASSA offices, the head office and the regional office has opened today. Local offices will open next week. I did, however, call the Western Cape Regional Office, which is in the Golden Acre. I'll give you their telephone number. It's 021-469-0200. I'll write all of these numbers down and you can take it from here or you can just look at it. It's 021-469-0200. That number comes back to me and says, hi, you have reached an unmanned call center. So they're not exactly open today as they said they would be, or maybe they are and they're just not answering calls today. But that is a very, very important number. I want you to take this number down. This is the SASSA regional office in the Western Cape, in the Golden Acre, in Adderley Street, please, 214690200. This is Sasa, Golden Acre. There. 021-469-0200. Okay, if you can't see that, I'll write it down on a place later on that you can see. I realize now that you probably can't see that. Okay, so what I can ask you to do is also try and email them, because like I'm saying, I'm trying. Ek phone oral, and I'm not getting any joy with the telephone number. So if there is anybody from government listening, if there is anybody from social development listening, if there's anybody listening anyway, please, we need to be able to get through to the numbers that you supply us. You need to put sufficient staff on the other end of the line so that they can deal with the people who are calling. Because right now, from what I'm experiencing, and again, if anybody is experiencing anything different, please let me know. Guys, also just so you know, the Daily Voice is doing something very cool. They're updating all the numbers that I'm saying. They are putting in the comment section here. So please go to the comment section. Somebody says, yes, Sumaya Adams, thanks for letting me know. Sumaya says they do answer, keep holding. Okay, my sabar was my shouldn't be like that, but Sumaya didn't have all the time in the world to hold. But Sumaya Adams has come back to us and says that they do answer. So keep holding. Okay, so the next question that answered is something that comes through a lot, and nobody has kind of looked at it. We've looked at our retail accounts, we've looked at our home loan accounts, but we haven't really looked at this question which has come through from somebody, which is quite important. The bank repossessed my car, but they say I still owe them money. How does this work? Right, this is very important, people. We've entered level 4 of lockdown, and though some restrictions have been lifted and some people from certain industries are allowed to go back to work, for many the struggle continues. Jobs have been lost, salaries have been affected. And if your financial circumstances have changed and you have a monthly vehicle repayment to make, your monthly vehicle repayment is probably the biggest repayment after your home loan, after your bond, after your rental. Your vehicle repayment is probably going to be your biggest expenditure. So let's take a look at that. According to the banks, and I've spoken to, I would say, virtually every bank and all the financiers of vehicle loans, repossession is the last resort for them. Repossession of the vehicle really ends in a no-win scenario for the banks or the consumer. What I need you to know is that once you skip payments for 3 months, legal action will start. That's normally when legal action starts. And if this legal action then leads to the repossession of your vehicle, what happens is this: they take your vehicle, they sell your vehicle at the auction for a fraction of the price. For a fraction of the price of what your vehicle is worth. And you are still going to owe them money. You are still going to be liable for the shortfall. Please don't think that whether the vehicle is repossessed by a sheriff of the court or you voluntarily surrender your vehicle to the bank, please don't think that that's where it ends. You are still going to owe them money. You are still going to owe them the shortfall. So bear that in mind. So what I would suggest is that before you get to the point of repossession of vehicles, before you get to the point of getting to a voluntary surrender of your vehicle, rather go and speak to your bank. Go and speak to your bank. Go and tell them that you're struggling. Go and tell them that you've been affected. The COVID-19 debt holiday repayments that banks have in place do fall for your vehicles as well. So please go and find out if you qualify for that. Your credit insurance, like we mentioned last time and all the other times, really it does work. Please make sure that you have or don't have credit insurance. If you have credit insurance, though T's and C's differ, policies differ, you know for a fact that you've been paying, if you've been paying for insurance to cover you for a time like this when you can't pay, then you must make use of it. It's your right. It's wat jy alle jare voor betaal het. You have to make use of that credit insurance. So please find out from your bank. But most importantly, speak to your bank, speak to your vehicle financer before it gets to the point of you defaulting, before it gets to the point of repossession, before it gets to the point of all of that. I would really, really appreciate it if you could do that. Nobody wants to get to that stage of having the vehicles repossessed. I must say to you, I get a question, I get asked a lot. They say to me, Moeshfieka, you're always telling us to take stock of our finances. Stock of our finances, how exactly do we do that? I realize that right now, and I realize this because I'm a normal person. Yes, I work in the financial industry. Yes, I work in the debt industry. Yes, I work in the consumer protection industry and in the media industry. But my household has been affected as much as anybody else's household. Lockdown has affected me and my family as much as it's affected anybody else. So when I say to you that I know how anxious you are and how frustrated you are and how confused you are about what is happening, please believe me that I do know. So I do know that finance is not something that you want to get into. It's not something that you want to acknowledge. You don't want to get to the point like, yeah, I haven't paid the rent. How am I going to pay it? I haven't done this. I haven't done that. I need to get to the point where you have to take responsibility. You must take responsibility for your finances, because putting our heads in the sand like ostriches and denying it and pretending that it's not there doesn't help anybody. I need you to do things like draw up a budget. I suggest you do this old school with a pen and a paper, write it down, leave the Word documents, leave Excel spreadsheets, write down income, expenses. Don't do computers, not with this. Connect with your head to your pen, to your page, so that you know exactly what you're writing down. You can also say that you've got to be honest. Please be honest. It serves no purpose for you to lie to yourself. It serves no purpose whatsoever. When it comes down to how much do I spend on entertainment, be honest and write down. Because if you're not going to be honest, you're not going to know. Then you're going to say to me, but Moeshfieka, the budget doesn't work. Blah, blah, blah. It's not going to work if you're not going to be honest. Clearly distinguish between your wants and your needs. Go through all your statements. Take out the statements. If you've got physical statements, go onto your PC, check for the statements, see where they are. Get an overall picture of who you owe money to. Get an overall picture of who you owe money to. You know exactly, this is how much I owe on my home loan. This is how much I owe on my car. This is how much I owe this retailer. This is how much I owe on this personal loan. You're not going to know what to do and how to go about it if you don't even have a clear picture of what you owe. Another question that I get asked quite a bit, and I'm also looking at the questions that are coming through, and I have to say this is, please tell me where the labor office is open. Dynamicina, I've just said now the labor offices are closed. Labor offices are closed. SASSA offices open next week. Okay, and we've got something which says that somebody says, why don't they employ more people if they seem to be overwhelmed with a huge amount of calls? Joshua Peter David Bellum. That is a very good question, and I'm hoping somebody from the Labour Department and from SASSA can answer us there. I've got a lot of people saying here that they've made UIF applications, nothing to date. So where's the fairness? Somebody says, I've made a UIF application before COVID-19 came into play. COVID-19 has been paid, but my UIF application hasn't. Okay, so what info do they need for the 350 Rand grants? Can one still apply? Yes, definitely you can still apply. Definitely you can still apply. Again, the WhatsApp number is the one behind me for the 350 Rand grants, 0600123456. Not sure if that's working, but you can also email srd@sasa.gov.za. sasa.gov.za. So something that comes through all the time is, do I get any relief for my rates during lockdown? Now, I can't go, I didn't have the opportunity to go onto every province's site, so I can't tell you what every province is saying, but I can tell you what the Western Cape government site indicates in terms of relief for rates. So please listen carefully. The Western Cape government site indicates that if you are a property owner that has lost your job or has no income, and your total household income is now 6,000 Rand per month or less, then you can apply for help. You apply at indigent relief at capetown.gov.za. Again, I know you're doing this thing right now. Megan is the one updating the section. So Megan, please take note of this. Indigent.relief at capetown.gov.za or SMS 48043. SMS 48043. One that particularly stood out for me, and I think this is the category that stands out for many people, is if you are a property owner who does not qualify for an indigent or pension rebate. So this is, you're not getting a grant, but you're a property owner, you don't qualify for grants, you don't qualify for rebates. But your account is getting into arrears. Then you can make a payment arrangement to pay off the rates over an agreed number of months. No interest will be charged or debt management actions taken for the duration of the arrangement, provided that you honor this arrangement. For help here, you can also SMS 48043, 48043, and you can email covid19.relief at capetown.gov.za. covid19.relief at capetown.gov.za. If you are a property owner who does not qualify for grants, you're not getting a grant, but your income has been affected and you're getting into arrears with your payments, with your rates. If you reside within the Western Cape, SMS 48043 and covid19.relief at capetown.gov.za. Another question that has come up quite a lot is rentals. Rentals have come up a bit, and that rightfully so. The roof over our heads is vitally, vitally important. But contrary to fake documents going around on Facebook and WhatsApp, and I can't understand it. I feel that people that send around these fake WhatsApp messages and Facebook messages, they need therapy, because it's causing a lot of confusion and it's causing a lot of frustration for a lot of people. So contrary to fake documents going around on Facebook and WhatsApp, government has not passed any laws which makes it possible for tenants to skip monthly repayments or prohibits your landlord from collecting on the rental repayments. There's no law that says that you don't have to pay your rent during lockdown. There's no law that says that a landlord will collect their rent during lockdown. If your income has been affected and you're not able to pay your rent, or you only be able to make a small part payment, then I really would suggest that you contact your landlord. It's going to stand you in good stead. Should it get to the point after a while where your landlord says, look, we're going to court because I need to get to the process of eviction. This is only after COVID-19, because what government has said is that all evictions and executions of attachment orders, both movable, immovable, including the removal of movable assets in executions, are suspended with immediate effect for the duration of the lockdown. So your landlord can't evict you, but the decent thing to do would be, if you can still afford to pay your rental, pay your rental. If you cannot afford to pay your rental, make the arrangement with your landlord. Go speak to your landlord. If you're doing it through an agent, speak to your agent. Speak to your agent. There is a real sense of, there needs to be a real sense of Ubuntu. There needs to be a real sense of understanding between landlords and tenants right now. Something that must also be taken into account is sometimes you paying rent to somebody, but that person that you're renting the house from is still paying the bond on that house. And unless you can prove to that person that you are not in a position to pay your rent, that person has got nothing to go and show the bank to say, yeah, I can't, my tenant has come back to me. This is proof that they can't pay me, and this is why I need a payment break. So community is very, very, very important. There's something here. What if a property owner is a pensioner? Does he qualify for the rates individual? Nazira M. Musa, yes, I've said that. I think I've given you those details. If not, let me see where you can go to. Let's just do it here. If you're a property owner, this is for Nazira M. Musa. If you are a property owner who previously didn't qualify for the pensioner, 60 years and older, and disability rates, as your total income was above 17,500 Rand per month, and now your total income has been reduced to 17,500 Rand or less, then you can apply during lockdown at rates.rebate@capetowngov.za. Capetown.gov.za, or SMS to 48043. Guys, if I can ask you please just to stay on the line, I'll be uploading all of these numbers in the comment section, all the details in the comment section after I'm done here. So something that's out very, very strongly is that people are saying to me, and I get this, people are saying to me that they can't speak to their creditors. And I can understand that. Creditors are not, people don't want to speak to their creditors. People don't want to, don't know what to say. People can't sit on the phone all the time, all day. People don't have airtime sitting on the phone all day to be speaking to creditors. So what you can do there is you can either email your creditor. If you don't want to email your creditor, you can also employ the services of a registered debt counselor. Make contact with the debt counselor if you try to keep up with your repayments or you feel you're getting to the stage. A debt counselor will speak to the creditors on your behalf. That's basically what it is. You don't have to deal with the creditors anymore. Your assets are safe in possession. You make one monthly low installment because debt counselors can arrange for interest rates to be lowered and terms to be extended. Debt counseling is a debt management process regulated by the National Credit Regulator. It's not a fly-by-night process, but in all honesty, it's only for those who are committed to sticking to the process to become debt-free. It's really not a quick fix. So that is what I'm just letting you know there. If you can't speak to creditors, then get hold of a debt counselor. The debt counselor would be able to speak to the creditors on your behalf. So if there's one important point that I can do as we close the session out now, is don't bother keeping up with the Joneses. Please, please, please put that completely out of your mind. There are no more Joneses. Ask for help. Ask for the assistance. If you are struggling, right now I'm finding that the people who have been earning money across the board, the people who have not been earning money, the people who are unemployed, the people who are at the lower end of the earning scale, people who are at the higher end of the earning scale, everybody's affected. Because if you were earning 40,000 Rand a month and you're not getting paid, you're getting nothing in comparison to the person who was earning 6,000 Rand a month. So right now, I think that we've got to have empathy and understanding everybody. Nobody is, those of, to the people who are still really in there and getting the salaries, you are very, very, very lucky. But right now, everybody is in the space where we just need to be able to the understanding, know that we are all in this together, and know that it is going to get to an end. It has to. So again, for the labor, very, very important. The unemployment insurance fund, please, you can go to uifecc.labor.gov.za to go and find out if your company has been paid. It says go to a list of paid employers. You can go to uifecc.labor.gov.za. You can also go, if you want to go to SASSA in Western Cape, the telephone number for the regional office in Golden Acre, which is supposed to be open, is 021-469-0200. The WhatsApp number for the 350 Rand unemployment grants, 060-012-3456. Email srd@sassa.gov.za. Like I said, I'm going to upload all of this into. Now we're having trouble with the live videos. Okay, so it's saying here on my side that the video isn't playing. Somebody says we can still see you and hear you. So if you can still see me and hear me, just if you want to get more information, you can also go to my Facebook page. It's National Debt Advisors. National Debt Advisors, you can go and like the page. It's National Debt Advisors. I put videos up there regularly. I put information up there regularly. So what you can do, you can go to National Debt Advisors, and you can also go to www.nationaldebtadvisors.co.za. Again, I'm not sure if you're able to hear this. I'm not sure if you're able to see this. If you are, please tune in next week again, and please continue to send your messages. I'm really not sure if you says to me here, sorry, we're having trouble playing this video. It says end my video. If you cannot see, I'm sorry. Really like to is to then just later just get back to you and tell you who's won the 250 Rand cash prize, because we're keeping to our word. We're going to pick a 250 Rand cash prize winner for the comments, but I'll do that as we update the comments. Thanks so much, appreciate it. Tune in again. As I say, go to the National Debt Advisors Facebook page, like the page, and you can send messages there too. Thanks.